doing the ADD one.
Okay.
If there was a summer camp for kids with ADD, would they call it a concentration camp?
There you go.
You could say that.
Yeah.
ADD reform, I think.
Everybody's got something to complain about nowadays.
Yeah. And that's going to be one of them. Gang, gang, baby.
Yo.
You already know what it is. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
I'm Jonesy.
And this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Tonight we got a special guest. Album just dropped. Fucking video. Also recently signed with Platinum Records.
Yes, sir.
Spitten
That's
Image
right.
in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah,
Fuck, thanks for coming
our
out,
pleasure.
man.
Appreciate
So,
it.
how you been? We had a little bit of a briefing in the parking lot, but how you
man.
been?
Good, man. Good, busy as usual. Obviously, you just were telling the people and stuff like that what I've been up to and things, and things are good, man. Things are good. Thank
Fuck
you
yeah.
again for having me.
Fuck, man. No, like I said, thanks for coming. We appreciate you.
Likewise.
Sound like we were ending the podcast real quick there.
Yeah,
thanks for coming, man.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
later.
Thanks,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's good. Yeah, we just want to know how you were, bro. But no, so how's the album doing? Came out Monday, right?
What was it? The first, August 1st was Sunday?
Oh no,
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday. So it dropped Sunday, and it's killing it, man. It's doing really well for me. I was just talking to you guys outside and stuff. It's reached past 40,000 streams, and yeah, man.
That's sick.
Let's go.
Especially
Yeah.
too, like that's under a week already, man. That's good,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, you put a lot of work into it. It was supposed to come out Canada Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you were on, I think you were on here saying that, and then
Yeah.
you put more work into it.
Yeah, man. It was originally supposed to come out in July. There was a couple little things that were like not done right away, like for like the video, right?
Right.
Me and Twigs only had a meeting to discuss a music video, and when me and Bully were talking about it, I was like, bro, like I have to do a video. Like we did the audio release May 28th, the song with Mass Dace, the Game of Hip Hop, and that was the first single, which was dope, man. But we were like, dude, we need some visuals, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Bully went to BC and stuff, and like originally it was supposed to be the song Monsters, that was supposed to be the second single, but like with Bully out and stuff like that, and just everyone really busy that was on that record, we me and Twig had to go back to the drawing board. So I said, what was it, probably the dopest and easiest way to shoot a really sick video and get great quality? And it was just like, why don't we shoot around here for like dedication, which I was already kind of thinking that might have been a single at some point, but it just kind of got pushed forward just because of like some of the availability of the artist. But yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I like that video too. Like you said, just like how it's around here or whatever. Even just how you're saying, like, what's the easiest way to do it? When I watched it, I didn't think like that's what they were doing or that's what you were doing. But when you say it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense because it's all fucking here or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like the lighting and how they
the
had
lighting was dope.
in the booth or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah, no, Twigs, shout out Twigs and Borough Media as usual. But yeah, Twig, we were just talking about it. I was like, well, man, like dedication, the track, like working in hip hop, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, like, why don't we make the video like we're making the record here? I was like, we have a space. And like, the thing is too, man, it was like, we were talking about it, and I was like, with like COVID restrictions just coming up and stuff, I was like, dude, I didn't want to like go to a place and like have to like get chased by cops and stuff because we're not supposed to be there.
Yeah,
and,
right.
like they're going to be more strict for a little while. And so I was like, man, like I didn't want to deal with that at that time, So yeah, man, we just kind of put a storyboard together and was like, and Twigs, he's just like, yeah, man, I can do like this and I can do this and like we can like make this happen. Like when he was telling me about like in the video where I'm like fast forward, like when like,
right, standing here.
Yeah, you told me that. I was like, what? How do you do that? He's like, man, don't worry about it. Like, I got you. So like
awesome.
it just all came together. And like Twigs too, he was like, he moved the drum kit out of like the that booth and stuff like that. And he's like, what do you think about the lighting? We had like red. I was like, man, the purple looks dope. It's a really nice contrast, right? And then he comes out in that closet and he's like, oh man, I have a drone. You want to use the drone? I was like, no, like, of course, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so, yeah, man. So we're just like, okay. And what was cool, man, is like that street, obviously, it's right outside the studio.
Yeah.
That street on the other side, a couple of my buddies used to live like right there. And like I kept pulling in the parking lot because we wanted the perfect like footage and stuff. And I was even telling him, I was like, man, like, remember Pinecrest boys? Like, I was right there, and like just like such nostalgia trips and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it was dope to put it all together like that.
So you have fun making it and shit.
Oh man, it was cool. Like even that record, doing it, man, it was super dope. And like it was something that like after it was put together, we're like, oh, like this record is like really sweet, man. Obviously there's a couple other records that like I personally really like a little bit more. But I was like, for that record and for what we're trying to do, and like obviously how I'm like we market me and stuff like that, like real hip hop, old school hip hop and stuff. It was just a perfect fit, man. And like I've gotten a lot of great feedback from that video, and obviously like with it doing some pretty good streams lately. So
yeah,
man.
You mentioned some of the songs on the album were more your personal favorites. I'm thinking maybe one about your daughter.
Yeah, obviously, bro.
Yeah.
Even Bully sent me a really dope message just about that song, and you know, it was crazy. Just like that was one of the last songs I wrote for the album.
Oh yeah.
Because I was in a different headspace when I was writing the album, right? Like, it's very very lyrical, very hip hop and stuff like that, which was dope. But I was like, something like that, it had to be special. It had to be written properly. It had to be like really time invested into it.
Yeah.
Because like it's for her.
Right.
And like it's funny too, because by the time it got released, like she's 2.5 now.
Yeah. Okay,
but I think in like the second verse, I'm like, you're just over a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about it too outside, man. Like the process of man, I'll just create an album. Before I know it's a year later, I'm like, where did that go?
Yeah, totally invested into it.
Yeah, so like I try not to date a lot of stuff, but like at the same time, right? Like I was in the heat of how I was thinking at that moment, writing about her.
Yeah.
And man, it just that one's really special to me. Kat did an amazing job as usual, like with the Monsters record too. But yeah, just I sent her that record first, right? And shout out Kat. Make sure you follow her, Kat_Pac. Phenomenal artist. Pay attention to what she's gonna do. But anyway, I sent her that record because that's what I had in mind. But I had the Monsters beat. I didn't really know what I was gonna do with it. But then like I was thinking, I was like, it's always dope when there's like a really lyrical song with like a singer in the hook. Whether male, female, whatever, man. Like that's like I always love that. So then I sent her that. She was like, no problem, this and that. And then I was like, what about this one? And then I was like, well, she's like, well, which one? I was like, no, just do both. Just do both. We'll see what happens. And I didn't even hear her lyrics until like we got into the studio.
Yeah.
Like, and she just starts singing, and you're just like, oh, okay, like it's dope.
This is gonna work.
Yeah.
And I told her, man, like, this album is super important to me. And like, I was like, I told her, I was like, listen, like, if it's not dope, like, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. I don't want anybody fucking up this album.
Like, if anyone's gonna fuck it up, I can, and like, not you guys, right?
Yeah.
And it turned out phenomenal. That one. Obviously the song with Master Ace.
Yeah.
The song with Wordsworth too was pretty big for me too as well. And like Monsters, it's just that vibe. So I think like those four, like I'd say Workin', The Game of Hip Hop, Everly Song, and Monsters. Yeah.
Man, I have to. You know what's fucked up is like I said, I've been listening to the album and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll remember the name of this song. And here we are. I'm looking it up. Even today, I literally was like, okay, it came on again, and I'm like, yeah, like, this is it. And I was like, remember again? Like it was like, what do you call it? Like studying for the test. Like, okay, remember that thing?
Oh,
remember that thing?
The harder you try,
March On.
Oh,
yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, man.
Because it also sort of fit. Like, I kind of felt it. You know what I mean at the moment. So I was like, yo, that's fucking sick.
That was dope, man. That was a beat from Quest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it just like Quest, Like I love the guy so much. Like he hooked
shout
me
out
up.
Quest.
Yeah, shout out Quest
sure.
big time. He just like we were talking about doing the photo shoot and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, man, no problem. Like, RIP to his lens too, by the way, or his camera, whichever broke. Like, I think it was his lens, dude. We were 5 minutes in the shoot, right? So like, you guys seen kind of the leather jacket photos, right?
Yeah.
So we go into I think it was taken at a bus term, right? We go in. He takes a couple shots from the outside, from the inside. He luckily got the album cover shot, thank God.
Yeah.
And then, dude, he walks in. And like he kind of like the door like hit him like too quick, and it like just dropped like, and that was it for the lens.
No way.
It was like,
That sucks.
bro, he was like devastated.
Yeah,
I'm
they're not
sitting there
cheeky,
like,
they're-
dude, we were having a great time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I got another lens like at home and this and that. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, man, but like, are you good?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Need a hug?
shoot.
Yeah.
Should
Definitely
we-
a day ruiner.
Oh, dude, like I
Yeah.
was just like, and like I was hyped because I was like, yeah, it's my album cover photos, and then
Right.
that happened within 5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But to get to the point of the record, man, so yeah, he did that, and then he comes, he's like, let me know what you think about this one. And that one, it was definitely different, and especially too, I think the BPM was a little bit lower. And it was like, how do I approach that? Because like my normal like approach and stuff and flow, and obviously, you know, I want to sound different and have different flows and stuff like that. But that one, it was just like the cadence was super like everywhere, and I made sure of that. You know, I think that one came out really dope. And if you look at my like book, because I still use a rhyming book, the way I like categorize things and like level them out, it's like from top to bottom. 16 bars, low lines, right? That's how I write my lyrics. That one, it was so hard to write them like that because they were everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I would have like little half bars and stuff because it's the way I read it when I'm like trying to rehearse and stuff. So it's like, okay, so like it ended up like up here and then like up here, so it was like half, like a page and a half almost writing those bars because the way I structure it, I was like, it's super different. But it was cool, man. It turned out like even my sister was like, I really like that like Mark John song. You sound different. I was like, well, yeah, like that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Like versatility, you know?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Fuck yeah. No, it was sick. Like the whole album's sick. But I definitely, like I said, yeah, that one stuck out to me. And then there's a couple others, like I said, I'm bad with names, but definitely too, like the one about your daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the rhyme book and shit.
Yeah.
I noticed that in the video.
Oh yeah.
There's
yeah.
the rhyme book, and I was gonna ask you about that. Like, that's what you like. You always use the rhyme book,
Always, man.
and you prefer that over
Always.
like using your phone or something.
I tried my phone one session. Okay, first of all, like it's hard to read. Like I'm not saying like I'm blind, but like
Yeah,
you know, like it's tough to read, man. And like the thing is too, everything's so small, and like technology can always betray you.
yeah.
My luck, I would write like one of the hottest verses I've ever written, and my phone would die. And
Yeah.
that'd be it.
Oh, dude, yeah, I
Pen
have
and
so many
pad,
bars
man.
on old phones and
Right?
stuff like that. Some that I can't retrieve, and some
Yeah.
that I just left to sit there because I got a new phone. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
man.
Right?
So
like, yeah.
I always like I've always written pen, and the thing is too is when I write with the pen and paper, I feel like I can see what I'm writing visually more.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like it's not so crowded, it's not so cramped. The only thing is like I'm left-handed, so I smudge the shit out of my writing, and then by the time I'm done, like I have like a blue like smudge on the edge
Yeah.
of my like pinky and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, man, I've always like I got books and books and books of like old, I'll say whack lyrics when they're like, you know, I first started.
Well,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
of
just
course.
horrible,
Yeah.
you know. But you know, so some of the other books, I'm like, ooh, like that dark blue one, I had some good stuff in there. Oh, that like light gray one, that's when I started getting better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like this album's in this one and this and this, because like I don't have OCD, but like the way I write and like structure everything, like I'll like write the song title featuring, you know, like I'll
Yeah.
have all
Oh,
that,
like,
like
yeah.
so I know, man.
Yeah.
So
It's neat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's like clean, and you know, like obviously, like the thing is, and this is funny too, right? I hardly scratch out a bar.
Oh man,
Oh,
I'm the
yeah.
worst. If I write shit down it's all fucked up. Everything's fucking. There's like a one word over here that I just like put an arrow through the sentence and go like it goes here instead of this like scratch, you know. And then, but then I mean, like, then I'll go and like do it, like redo it and have it. So whenever I go to like read it or like rap it, if it's on paper, I've gone through and like
100%
written it back over or whatever. But whenever I'm actually doing it, I'm like this and like the words and like this one, like don't say this one, but put in like this one and like.
Oh, the only thing you'll see, so again, too, like I have scratches and some things, but most of the time, man, it takes me a long time to finally write what's in my head on that piece of paper.
That's my thing. Is it? I was gonna say this too. Is sometimes I'm like, like I can't write it fast enough, and I'm thinking it in my head. I'm trying to remember. I also have bad short-term memory, but marijuana affects the memory. But
affects the memory.
But oh shit. It happened. It's gone.
Well, no, like
how you write bars.
Forgetting your bars and forget.
Oh yeah, no, I've already forgotten it. By the time I've written the first 3 words or whatever, I've already forgotten the first bar, and the second bar went way before that. You know, so I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck. So like even like typing, I'm a little bit quicker. I mean, it's still the same thing. I still can't get to the end of the fucking second bar and remember it. But what sometimes I'll do is I'll use my microphone thing, like my recorder.
Good call.
I'll record it and then I'll listen to it and be like, okay, and I'll like type it out.
Yeah. No, I'm like I said, man, like I'll think about the bar and I'm like, okay, and I change words in my head. And the thing is,
me too, man.
Right? And the thing is too,
then I get fucked up and I read it.
I fucking chose the wrong one. But the problem is, right, is like as a rapper and stuff like that, sometimes you have writing sessions in the studio. Right. And like, I don't like to write with people. Right. Because like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know, like, okay, I want to do this. And okay. And like, I talk out loud. And like, when I rarely listen to music. Like, I have my beat playing, but I'll do this, right? With my ears so I can hear my voice and I can hear the beat while I'm writing. Because I find if I write with both headphones on, I can't hear, like, I can't figure my thoughts out because the music's just pumping, right? Yeah. So I always did with the one ear. So, but that's
not fucking food. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
See, you're hungry, bro. You haven't eaten all day. Yeah, that's why you're smelling food.
Well, the downstairs is the food place. Well, I was like, I feel like someone just walked in with food. But sorry, go ahead, man.
Bro, there's literally a pizza place right under us.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I mean.
You're not wrong.
I'm realizing, it's just that. Yeah. Sorry, man.
But yeah, man. So it's just something like that too. Like my rhyme book's pretty clean. Because like I was saying, it takes me so long to finally write or put what I was trying to do. Like, it's almost like I freestyle everything, and then, you know, I'm like, okay, writing it down, or I'm thinking like a rhyme scheme, right? Yeah. And you're like, okay, I got a bar here, and then this bar goes here, and this one goes there, and I want to end with what I said there, right? So, like, I kind of got a grasp with what I'm saying. If I'm trying to, I'm like, okay, cheese, and the next word I rhyme is please. Yeah. Right? So I have that, but it's how do I want to rhyme that word with this one, and what am I saying, you know, in those two lines. Yeah. So that's how I write. So it's kind of like, at least I know what the words I'm rhyming. Right. It might change because you know, like,
yeah. No, I do the same thing. Like,
right, man.
Like a word, like something like, okay, I need a 2-syllable word that rhymes with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you sort of construct it backwards from like what word you need.
Yes.
And then try to find a bar or like a rhyme that kind of fits with the last one you said or the direction you want to take the song in, or whatever it is. You know. Yep. Yeah. That's pretty common, I think, too.
Yeah. That's how I got. There's a bar where I say something about fallacy. So I Googled the word that would rhyme with the previous word, and then it was I just found fallacy. Well, I found a bunch of words, but fallacy just fell in there, and I was like, okay, let me see. I'm like, how can I make this? And I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, I'll just say this or whatever, right? Yeah. But yeah, I don't always do that though. But like, I'm really bad for like writing a few bars, and like I'm like, yeah, that's so sick. I'll have like 4 bars, so sick, and then like I'll write the next 4 bars, and I realize by the time I get to the end of like that 8th bar, I've now like gone on to a different topic or something, you know, like I'm like, oh, now you're talking about this, like just pick one thing. Like, it's okay to mention a whole bunch of different things, but like keep the topic the same. Like you're still talking about the same thing, like. But yeah, it's like, because like I say, you can mention different things. You can mention fucking cars and houses and fucking
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
all these different things in one fucking go, but to keep the theme of the fucking thing or whatever, right? So I'm really bad for that. I'm like, oh wait, I'm really getting off this. So then I'll just split it up and be like, okay, well maybe this is 2 different songs, like, you know, just start writing 2 different things and
I
shit.
find the hook generally brings like you can sort of go wherever you want in a verse.
Where do you write the hook? Do you guys write the hook first?
I don't think have I ever written a hook? Oh, Crazy Bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
have-
don't think, but other than that, I don't think I have any like hooks that
No,
I've done because man, I find that the hardest thing.
100%.
I don't know what to like. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
No, 100%. Like it's just like, okay, what can I make repetitive?
Yeah.
What can I make so
Yeah,
annoying
right.
that people are gonna like
Yeah,
stick it
it'll
in their
stick.
head?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like a lot of times too, man, we outsource for that stuff. You know, like
Oh yeah.
two of my like nicest tracks, man, are like they have singers in them.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah.
Right,
I thought
you
you
know?
meant to write it. I was like, shit, really? No, you mean like
Yeah. No, I write.
No
every-
one. And
every
now that you
fucking
say
thing.
that, I have 2. Well, I have a few different songs, but like the 3 songs that come to mind when I think of my songs, one of them is Crazy Bus, which I did the hook on or whatever. But the other 2 are other people singing.
I mean, it's and like obviously with like my style and stuff, it's dope because I can use like the cuts and stuff. Like I love DJ cuts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
like,
there's one. There's a fucking. Oh man, I'll never be able to think of it. But is there something on there that's like
the AOTP stuff.
there's 2 old school.
Yeah,
fucking, it's in the hook and shit, and it's the scratches and shit.
yeah. So we have
Fuck.
yeah. One of the songs is like the Game of Hip Hop. That
Yeah,
one.
that-
has-
Okay, yeah. Oh, that is it.
with,
Yeah, sorry, that
with
is
the
it.
Masked Ace, and then we have the other song Villains with me and Happy Kills and Circa Beats. Did
Yeah.
those
Oh,
cuts and
actually,
stuff.
fucking, that's a sick song too,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Like it was, it's dope, dude. Cause like, I just hit up Circa and I was like, hey, man, I got this record. Cause sometimes like I love the beat, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with the hook,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes like I listen to the beat, I'm like, I start singing the hook right away. And sometimes like I'll write the rhyme and write my verse. I'm like, ooh, this is dope, but like, what the hell am I gonna do with the hook? So sometimes
Yeah.
like it's nice to have friends because like I'm just like
Yeah.
Circa, this is what I want. Here's the beat. I would love, for you to cut it up and stuff. And like Circa knows, man, exactly like what I like and like the tone of it. And he's just like, yeah, man, I went with like he said this to me. He's like, dude, I love when you hit me up because he's like, you make me crate dig.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Right.
So he finds the sickest samples and like I didn't even say anything. Like I let him do his thing because he's so talented, right? And he comes back with that. And that's where I even got the idea. I was like, oh, Villains. Because he used the what's his name? Reef the Lost Cause sample.
Yeah.
And he used
Okay.
obviously like Vinny Paz and like a lot of AOTP.
Yeah.
But that one, like as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, perfect. And the way me and Happy come on it too, like obviously, like some of the things Happy says.
Yeah, I
like,
love it, man. Yeah.
it's like, all right, man. Like, but it worked out because it was a little bit of a rougher track and stuff. And like Happy killed it. And like,
Yeah.
I was very selective on some of the artists I used for the album. Some of it didn't work out. Like I was supposed to have a record with like Prehistoric. There was supposed to be a record with Paragraph. Like a couple
yeah.
things like here and there that we tried. And, like I was in such a push forward mode that it was like, okay, well, like we can't get to, okay, fuck it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like,
Right.
not that I don't want to work, like I can't wait to work with these guys because like me and Pre have talked about working on a record for a long time,
Yeah.
but it was like, okay, whatever.
Well, if it didn't come together at the time, it maybe wasn't meant to be at the time, right?
Exactly, man. And like I was telling you guys outside, like the record with like me and DL, that
Yeah.
was like literally like, it was just like, I didn't want to
DL Incognito, by the way.
Yeah, DL Incognito. I didn't want to push, but like it was almost there. I felt like I might have should like maybe just like kind of hey man, like because it was dope, man. Like I hit him up. I was like, how much do you charge and stuff? And he's like, I sent him a record. He's like, let me hear you. I sent him a record, and he's like, no man, like it's all good. Like doing it for the love of hip hop, man. And it's like
Well,
I grew up like loving your music, like
Yeah.
in organic
Yeah.
music in a digital world and sampling a drum machine, man. Like, like I grew up listening to this guy and he was working on his new album and stuff like that. And it was almost there, but it just kind of fizzled through. And again, the same, okay, cool, man. Like maybe in the future, I got to keep going this way.
Yeah.
And then there's like the same with Young Buck. I was talking to Young Buck and like it was kind of almost there. We were just talking about like financial things and stuff and seeing where he was at. And then like all this legal trouble happened. It was like, again, like, all right, man, cool. Like, I gotta keep moving forward, you know. Like,
got an album to make.
Yeah, man, and like I was taking it super serious because you know, I released Detour last year, and it was like, okay, well, like this is it, you know, like we're gonna put balls to the wall on this one, and obviously I think it did pretty good, you know.
Yeah,
I'm fucking biased, but you know, shit's fire. We all know it, you know.
It's fire, man. For sure.
So is this your second or third? Like,
so I guess like I don't know, right? Because last like Detour was like 5 songs, so like technically it's like an EP, you know, or LP, what EP? Yeah, EP. Yeah. So technically, yeah, this is my second full length album. Me and my homie, way back in the day when I first started, we put out a mixtape together. Then I put out another mixtape solo. I think there was another mixtape, and then it was like The Road I'm On was my first album. First full length. So
you got like a theme like The Road I'm On, Detour,
man.
Arrival.
Yeah, man.
It's like a whole journey.
Yeah, bro. And like, man. And it was dope because like I thought, but you know what's tough now? Is like now I'm thinking, because like Arrival was an easy thought. Because once I thought about that, like, okay, The Road I'm On. Then the Detour, it's just a little EP. And then it's like, hey, Arrival. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, fuck, the series is done. What am I going to do now? Yeah. Right? Like it came really easy. And it was just like, it was a perfect title because of where I am today as an artist, where I am today as a man and a human and a father, you know, like all that stuff, man. Yeah. So it literally was perfect, and it just kind of worked out that way, you know. Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, that's awesome, actually.
Also that song with Tragic from Philly Moves, Renegade. Yep. So that's a sample too, like that's
that one's a sample.
So did you have to like pay for that, or like was there like a?
So we reached out to that. We had to bit off a little bit of something. Yeah. So it wasn't
clear it, I should say.
Yeah.
Pay for it is a different question.
Pretty much paying for it to clear it, right? Or to at least have some rights on it. I think it was up to it was like 100,000 streams we were allowed, or like 1 million streams or something like that. And it's like, okay, well, fuck. Like, if I get there, it's a good problem, and I'll talk to you later about it.
Yeah,
you know, like,
for sure.
Fucking Christ, you know,
like cross that bridge when we get there.
Right? Yeah. Like, okay, cool, shell it out, all good. And obviously, Tragic, like living in New York.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was gonna happen, and I can't remember what I sent him something else. I sent him Monsters.
Oh yeah,
I sent Tragic Monsters before Bully, before Cat, like before everyone, and it was really
even a song.
I sent him a beat, and he's like, he loved it. I was like, okay, sick. And then like a week later, he comes back. He's like, do you have something else? And it was like, and he tells me like, we all are artists and stuff. Like, he was like, man, like, you know when you really love a beat and you're still inspired, but you can't write to it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, say no more. Yeah. So he's like, what else do you have? So I sent him, I thought about putting him on the Master Ace song. My manager was like, dude, like you worked hard to put that together. Like it makes sense just for you two to do it. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then
can't let anyone else fuck up this album. No.
Fuck up this album, man. And so basically how that, and then I sent him Renegade. Renegade was done. It was done. It was just not mastered. Mixed everything. It was done. He comes back and he's like, man, like, can I get on Renegade? I was like, Tragic's like my homie. Like, Tragic's my big bro, right?
Yeah, I meant to, well, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, like Tragic's my big bro, man. So it was like, yeah, man, of course. And the thing was, it was like, do you have anywhere to record? Like, he's in New York.
Yeah.
Right? And like, he's busy, man, you know, and he's like, oh, I got my little studio set up at my desk and this and that. He's like, I can't really mix and stuff. I was like, bro, like, we have the Wonderkin over here. Don't even worry, man. I was like, and I'm telling him about Twigs. And I'm like, yeah, fucking guys are incredible. Don't even worry about it. So he sends it to me, and I loved his approach on it.
Yeah.
He sounds so different than when he did like Philly Moves. You can hear the maturity in his voice, but I loved his approach. Now, so I put him on it.
Yeah.
I loved how I was like, you know what, man? The ending of your verse is so sick. I was like, you know, I was talking to Twigs. I was like, put it last. So I send it to Tragic, all master and everything. He's like, bro, it's super dope, but why did you put me last?
Yeah.
And I was like, because he's like, it just seems like you added me on there.
Right.
And I was like, see, but that's his vision, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking. I was like, no, man. I was
He's
like,
the anchor.
right? And I was like, your flow is so different. Your approach is so different than mine, but each is so dope. I was like, it wouldn't have made sense to sandwich you in the middle, because then it's like my style, your different one, completely different, and then mine again.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just, do my thing, say my piece, we go into it. And I was like, the way you end your verse, when he's like, this is for the rebels and renegades, dude, like I was either going to put you first or last. And I was like, the way I structured it too, because I wanted certain features to be last. I wanted to be last, it was a cool thing. Like, to get to again about the Mass Days song, right? Like Tynan, I showed Tynan before anybody, right? Got to get the big bro's approval. And he's like, you have a lot of balls letting him go first, because a lot of features you would have them ended strong, this and that. And then I went and, we were telling him, I was like, well, this is how we structured the song. And this is what we created about mentorship. Yeah. Right? And he's like, so smart, man. Yeah. So smart. And yeah, man, that's just how it worked out. But yeah, shout out Tragic. And the thing is too, he sent me like his verse and he's like, man, like, let me know how you feel, man. I was like, dude, we'll clean it up. Like, we'll clean it up. We know, like, it's not mixed. We know it's rough as hell. Like, you literally just ripped it and sent it to me. So he did it again. And then, he sent it to me. And then I sent it back to it when, like, Twigs polished it up. And he's like, man, like, I was like, dude, like, I'm telling you, man, the kid's a wonder gene. Yeah. So I posted this the other day, man. I was like, I think every record I put out, I always need a Tragic feature. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, man? So, yeah.
Look, for real though. So the other thing too though is like, when he lived in Ottawa, like you guys knew each other and shit, like. Yeah,
man, it was so random. So like, I can't remember how I found his music, like Philly Moose's music, and dude, and I say this and I mean this from the bottom of like my soul, like I wanted them to make it as much as I did.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that way about any act. Like, I'm not a hit man. I cheer on everybody in this city. But that group, like, I enjoyed their music.
Yeah.
Like, they make good music. Like, we've talked about this many times, man. Like, they make unreal music. And it's a shame, obviously, they're doing their different things and stuff. And time happens. But that's how it started, right? And then we met at a show. And, like, Tynan, he's, like, literally the nicest guy ever.
For real.
And so he was supposed to be on open mic night, and this is back when like I was first starting to rap.
Yeah.
And I think Tynan was being nice about doing a record with me because like I was trash.
Yeah.
But we all grow and learn and work hard at your craft.
Of course.
He bodied me off my own song so bad that like one of my buddies like the guy that turned into my manager, he was just like, I don't think you should put it on.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this and that. I was like, okay, it's a good idea. And then what happened, we do a thing, and then I released Open Mic Night, and obviously getting better and stuff, and it did really well. We went on tour together and toured a couple, I think, 10 to 12 cities together, a couple of ones in the States and stuff. And man, then he did a feature on Road I'm On. It was called Bad Day. It was just like a bluesy song and stuff like that. And yeah, man, and then he didn't really make Detour. Detour, literally, I didn't have any features. It was just me. And then, it was just like, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna see. And I was even offered too, man. I was like, like, I know you're doing your thing. You're married. But I was like, if you want, like, I'll pay for your studio time. If you want to find, like, fucking studio in New York, like, calm down, bro. Like, I'll pay, a couple $100 for you. But, like, don't go to the best one right now. And he's like, nah, man, you did this. So, having a Tragic feature, it seems like old times.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, that's cool, man.
So it was dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I found them just briefly. One of my buddies posted a video of Oh So Good or whatever. And they're like out on the boat and shit, and like playing the guitar and stuff. These guys are fucking insane.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So then I literally listened to that song only from them, but then I started looking at their music and shit. Oh, fuck, cool. And then they were about to release Olga, I think. And then
Old as fuck?
It was called
Olga.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then There's a place I was going with this. And then and then I met them at my buddy's place. He's got like a big BMX course and shit.
Oh,
like
dope.
people, whenever he first built it, like after a couple years, people came from the UK and just knocked on his door and were like,
Oh,
we heard about this. Like,
Yeah.
can we do it too? And they were like, yeah. And they just had a couple days where they just
Oh.
came and rode.
that's sick.
But anyway, so then he has many as he not lately, but back then he had these parties and shit. This would have been 14, 15, 16, 17, like
Yeah.
2000. And then but man, like Red Bull would show up. And
Yeah.
they'd have like a huge tent and like all this shit. They'd pull up their truck with the DJ shit out the back. Like it was fucking huge.
That's sick.
And they have like their own, like they have like a team of DJs, I guess. And so I forget the fucking guy's name, but anyways.
So nice.
No. Wait, no. I forget. Maybe.
That was
Nah,
their
I'd have
their
to see
DJ
him.
for a while.
Oh no, not Philly.
Oh, okay.
But Red Bull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Red Bull had a fucking. It was like Renegade, maybe DJ Renegade or something, or
Okay.
I'm
like.
not sure.
Anyways, whatever. But point is that doesn't even matter to the story. But he was like there, like it was like the end of the night, like big party shit, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, fucking Philly Moves performed, but they performed like kind of like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock or something like that. And
Yeah.
there was like not like there was a bunch of people. They're all kind of like spread out and shit, whatever. And but I knew some of their music and
Yeah.
shit, right? And so like all the kids are gone now and like whatever, you know, and it's like so yeah, my point is there wasn't a whole lot of people around at the time. And everyone's kind of spread out and shit, and fucking they were playing a bunch of the songs that I knew or whatever, and so I was like singing them and shit and whatever, and then I like went up front and was like, someone's got to like do something here,
Yeah.
right? And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, whatever, right? And then fucking Tynan came through the crowd, and he like whenever I was standing there, because I went to the back, and then I was standing there with my buddies, and I turned around, and he's like going through people, like he's like looking for somebody, and I'm like, oh hey man, I'm like that was fucking sick. I'm like, you guys are sick, whatever, blah blah blah. He's like, hey man, he's like, I just want to tell you, man. He's like, having someone stand in front of the stage and rap my lyrics to me is one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my
Yes,
life.
man.
He's like,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
fucking amazing, man. I'm like, cool, yeah. So then I was out in there's like a parking lot. It's just a big field, but we were in the parking lot and we were all fucking smoking and shit, whatever. And I went with my buddies, and it was now like dark, so we're walking back, and they were all hanging out at this RV. And I was like, fuck this. I'm like, I'm going over there. And I just stumbled in. Fucking actually funny part of the story is that I walked over, it was pitch black, started talking to these guys as if they were them. But it was like their buddies. And so I'm like, hey guys, what's up? Yeah, fucking
Great
whatever.
show, man.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
show.
That's
We're hanging out and
hilarious.
shit. And then all of a sudden, like, they came around the corner and they're like, hey, what's up? And they had a flashlight. And I was like, oh, hey, fuck yeah, shit, man.
AT.
But yeah, no, we ended up hanging out for a bit and shit. But no, so yeah, so I found out about like I said, I found out about them from that one video. But then it was years later that I actually like fucking got right into them and was like listening to them and shit.
Yeah, man.
But no, shout out to those guys, man. Fucking
Big shout out.
Johnny and fucking Tynan.
Yeah.
Gang. I know this
Gang.
isn't about them, but sorry.
Hey, man.
Just
We're
a little-
talking about influences and things, and
Yeah,
man.
just a little reminiscent. But actually, whenever I first found out about them too, though, whenever I saw that video, so the first few times I had watched it, I guess I was just listening to the song. And one day I looked at it, I'm like, oh, they got the Canadian flag in it. And I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, I never noticed that. I'm like, shit. And then I was like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
And then I found out they're from Ottawa. I'm
Literally.
like, what? I'm like, no way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, one of the first tracks I heard from them was like "Beats Me." I think that was like one of their first, like from their first or second mixtape or something like that. But yeah, man, shout out to them. Honestly, like they've inspired me to, Tynan has taught me a lot. Like, getting here where I am today,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Definitely one of like my mentors and stuff like that. And yeah, man, big
Yeah.
shout outs to him.
Okay, man, that's sick. The other thing too I want to fucking talk about too is like having Master Ace and shit, and like fucking talking to all these fucking big artists and doing features and stuff. Like that must be like a fucking good feeling. Like
Yeah, man.
it's like,
Yeah, dude. It was crazy, man.
and to have them react like that, how like you said, fucking Master Ace was like collabing basically on the song. He didn't just send you a verse and shit. Like
yeah, it was dope, man. I was telling you guys this story earlier, but it was mainly because the like Wordsworth that had happened, which in turn it was Daniel that happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, like I love Wordsworth, you know, and I opened up for Mass Days in like 2013. I like Ritual. Wordsworth was there, and I'm on stage, you know, in the back, like watching. Wordsworth is literally freestyling for like 15 minutes straight, right? Like just picking things out, like, you know, guys wearing a red hat. He's like, oh, red hat, you know, like incredible, man, incredible wordsmith, incredible artist, and so. And I saw Danio did a song, and I did a show with Danio a couple months before. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just see, you know, like I never done this before. Like I've never done big features, right? I was like, you know, if we're gonna go balls to the wall with the rival, we need them. And you know, I hit him up and like got right back to me, like no problem. And then when I was first talking to him, I'm on the shitter, like, hey bro, like, what's up, man? You know, like, yeah, like super nice guy. And he's like, yeah, man, like this was just before COVID. I think it was just before COVID. Okay. Maybe just like before we knew what the hell was going on.
Right. Okay.
So we were doing it, and so I hit him up. We talked, chit chat, and he hits me back right away on like Facebook. Super awesome guy. He's like, yeah, like I'm going to teach my kids and stuff because he's a teacher. That's what he does, you know. And like I was like, man, like imagine having him as your teacher. Yeah. Right? Like you try and battle rap him, he just like destroys you. Yeah. You know,
English
and
teacher at
that. Yeah, man. He's super, and like he's one of the nicest guys, man, I've ever spoken to. Like I've met a lot of cool people in this business and this line of work, and he's definitely one of the coolest people I've gotten to meet, man, or just speak to on the phone. And anyway, so I send him the beat, and I was telling you guys earlier too, like he comes back with the 24. I was like, man, like, he's like, I couldn't stop. He's like, I love the beat so much. I was like, because when I was listening to him, I was like, oh no, like, you're over the hook. And he's going. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, twigs and chop it up, no problem. And he's like, I couldn't stop, man. I was like, well, thank God you didn't, because you killed it. Yeah. Killed it. So I'm sitting there for days, like, you know, like, I don't want to get bodied off any song on my own album. And, you know, like, I'm writing and, like, what was cool, man, is like I felt the hype of working with a legend, you know, especially to me. And I think my verse came out super dope too, and like made sure it was like 24 bars and everything. But fast forward, you know, so he was spitting it on his Instagram live, and or his memories or something like that, Instagram live, I think. And then I see Mass Days likes it. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Send him the stuff. Yeah. You know, send him. He's like, oh no, that's not my old email, man. He's like, hit me up here. Cool. Gets back to me right away. Super professional. This is it. Bang, bang, bang. It's like, okay, cool, man. And then so we get everything settled, half and half. And he's like, what are you thinking? And I was like, here's this beat. I had one beat in mind. When I did the features, I sent beats to like, if I was like, oh, Wordsworth, I sent him like 20 or like, you know, 5 or whatever, just like a bulk, right? Mass Days, I was like, just this one. Yeah. This is what, when you hear something, you just have it in mind for that artist. And I was like, here you go, man, game of hip hop. I was like, what do you think about this one? He's like, it's cold. He's like, it's dope. I was like, what do you think about the record? I was like, what if we, the first idea we had was, because I knew with COVID, because this was during COVID. So I knew I probably couldn't shoot a music video with them together. So what I thought about, I was like, why don't we talk about records that inspired us? You know, then it was like in the video, we could each shoot at a record shop, whatever. He's like, oh, okay. You know, he's like, what else are you thinking? I was like, it'd be cool, man, if I was like, because this idea I saved, because like it's dope, because we were doing the record, it was just like, do your thing, whatever. But this was like a record where I was like, you know, you have to work with me. Yeah. You know, like, because like we were talking about earlier, like a lot of guys just pay for features, put them on a record. It's 2 verses in a song. 2 verses on a beat. It's not a song. Right. Right. So I was like, okay, man, like, what do you want to do? I was like, I got this idea about you mentoring me, you know, telling me about how the game is. You've come up in the game since almost the start, literally almost the start of hip hop. You're around, like, floating there. And I was like, you know, you tell me how the game is. You've been through this whole time for like what, fucking 30 years, you know, 35, 40 years, you know? And I was like, he's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, like, talk like you're mentoring me and, like, you know, telling me about the game. And he comes back and he sends me the verse like right away, like second day. He's like, what do you think? I was like, you know, like we were talking, like guys like that just know how to work.
Yeah.
Just bang, bang, bang. And he comes back. He's like, what do you think? He's like, let me know what you think. If you don't like it, I'll change something. I was like, who the fuck am I to tell you?
Yeah.
You know, and like,
yeah,
you know, like obviously we were saying like, you know, if it was really whack, like but like it wouldn't have been whack. It's Mass States.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've been listening to your records forever, man. Like A Long Hot Summer is literally one of my favorite hip hop albums. And then I say that and I'm like, fuck, Disposable Arts. And then I say that like the Marco Polo records he's put out lately. And I was like, hey, man. But or fucking Son of Yvonne too, man.
At the
like,
same time, too, just real quick, something I always like. So I'd be like thinking of like getting verses and shit, right? And then I'm like, what if like say like Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
What if like, because Lil Wayne has a lot of fucking songs, a lot of verses, a lot of fucking all these different like mixtapes and remixes and whatever. He's got a lot of verses.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne has some pretty fucking whack fucking verses. There was a time when he put out a whole bunch of mixtapes that was just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he was just going crazy.
You pay fucking Lil Wayne like fucking $100,000 or something like that, do a verse for you, and you're like, what the fuck is this, man?
Yeah.
But then like at the same time, I wouldn't have asked Lil Wayne to do the verse if I didn't know what he was capable of, or like what the possibilities could have been.
Yeah,
and then like you said, like fucking Master Ace, it's like, no, like I called you because like you're Master Ace or Master Ace.
Yeah.
You know, I use that there, but yeah, but like, you know, I called you because like if I wanted to write the verse, like I would have wrote the verse myself or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I guess no matter what, if you're selling something like that, you want to make sure that they're good with it, right?
Yeah. And he was definitely good. And then like I was like, okay, like how am I gonna come up? You know, I was like, okay, I heard what he said, and I wanted to make it dope and like lyrical, but like obviously at the same time, like I was like, you know, stay on par with what he's saying. And I think I did a good job on that, especially too at the start, like acknowledging what he was saying and acknowledging how the game is and stuff. And yeah, man, like, and then I sent it to him. I was like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And like he was just like super like dope.
calling back all the stuff he's saying.
Yeah,
and
man,
shit,
exactly. And I was like, yeah, like I think we put a really dope record together. Like I really do. And like sitting there, and after it's done and like he approves it, and you're just sitting there like, holy fuck, man, I just did it. You know, like, you know, maybe not all your viewers know who Master Ace is, but like the man's done songs with Eminem.
Yeah.
You know, like he's done amazing things and achieved so much in hip hop, and the music he makes is phenomenal. And yeah, man, you're sitting there and you're like, holy shit. And the hardest part was too is sitting on it and not showing anybody.
No doubt.
Anybody, dude.
Man.
Like I showed one of my buddies early. One. That was it. And like he was the homie I used to rap with. So like he heard, like I left the studio, I'd send it to him. I was like, what do you think, man? What's going on? You know? He was the only one.
Yeah.
And like, dude, it nearly killed me. Like in that artwork, the artwork we put out with it, like again, like they did an amazing job. But like I was sitting on it too, and I was sitting on the information.
Yeah.
And it was just like there got to a point one day in like January, I was just like, fuck it. Fuck you guys. Here you go.
Yeah.
Doing a track with them, like let's go, you know, like this is what we're doing. And like, yeah, man, I think it's a dope record. And like we talked again, and I was like, man, like I'm definitely gonna work with them again in the future for sure, man.
Okay,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's sick. No, and it definitely is a dope fucking record. The whole, or the album, the whole thing, fucking start to finish. I love it.
Appreciate it.
But what's going on? What's coming up?
So
I mean, I hate to be like asking you for more stuff when you're just doing this, but I mean, you got plans for the future? Like you got shit, like anything happening right now?
yeah,
We
man.
have that show tomorrow.
The
Yeah.
show-
that's right,
we have
yeah.
the show tomorrow. Gonna go do my thing, rip some records, and then you know, say hi to the boys and stuff like that. Me and Bully had a meeting the other day and stuff, and there's some things some big things in works, and you know, I think I can talk about him because Bully's been talking about him. You know, like the other day he did like On the Line, that mental health podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out Jordan. And he was talking about it. And I was like, oh, like I didn't know. But like basically what we're planning on doing is Bully's going to be pitching Arrival to Warner Music.
Oh no way.
Yeah. So we kind of got a little bit of foot in the door, but also too like some other things like for the label and stuff like that. So yeah, man, there's some big things, and like we also talked about what's next. Pretty much what's next is we're gonna shoot the Monsters video. Probably.
I was just gonna say you got videos coming
Yeah,
out.
probably. We'll be shooting the Monsters video when he comes back from BC, so me and Twigs can storyboard it while he's gone. And then basically, like I was just saying, man, like, you know, the albums are dope, and I love doing albums, but like technically it's an old school mentality.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit that it is.
No,
like,
no.
You know, but
Mhm.
everybody, like, that's the way the business is now, is people put out singles.
And
That's
it's
all they do.
singles to death,
Yeah.
and then they put out an album with all of those singles on it
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
last year, and there's
That's
like
right.
one song that was not released
Right.
over the last year or something.
And
It's
that's,
like just as a really good example, but French Montana,
yes.
there literally I think there was 2 years where he put out a bunch of singles, and then whenever I think it was Excuse My French or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, whenever the album came out, I was like, oh no, wait. Either way, whatever. Whenever the album came out, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you already put out all these songs,
Yeah, right.
except for that one. And then Jeezy did the same thing too, actually, because there was
Yeah.
that one. Remember the fucking, I forget what album it was, but it was I think his third one, and there was a whole
When
bunch
It's
of
Dark
songs
Out.
When It's
came out.
Dark Out,
Yeah,
yeah.
there was a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
bunch of songs came out.
Yeah.
There was the one where the video was like all the words on the screen and shit,
Yeah.
and like all this fucking shit came out, and then his album came out, and it was like 3 of these aren't out yet, or whatever, you know.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
But yeah, it's like Single the World to Death, and then even then, sometimes they don't even put out an album. It's just fucking bunch of singles and
Bunch
some
of-
videos
yeah.
and shit. Like
Exactly.
whatever, though. I guess that's the way it's going. But I mean, whatever. Because like back in the day, right? It was like you buy this fucking
A CD.
thing that
Yeah,
has like all the
exactly.
quality and all the fucking
Artwork
like what you
and-
want
yeah.
like
Yeah, the
from
heart
it.
and soul.
So
Yeah.
then now it's like
But people,
if they can just fucking stream it or whatever, it
Stream
might
it,
as well make this
exactly.
one song like this
Yeah,
big. Like
that's
oh, I
it.
can't wait for it. Here
Yeah.
it is.
but the thing is too, man, is like people don't have the attention span anymore.
That's true too. Yeah.
People don't have the attention span to listen
Yeah.
to an album from front to back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I know that, but like I have a very loyal fan base, and like not bad fan base, you know, like not
Yeah.
a bad size either.
Well, it sounds like you're getting lots of streams.
Right? We were just
Yeah,
saying that,
already,
man.
so, I
Like
mean,
it's
fuck.
it's doing really well, and it's so like that being said, like, you know, like putting an album together, there's one to be creative in a song, but there's another to be creative in an album. And I think,
Yeah.
you know, like even the first song, like Arrival, how it just cuts out,
Mm.
right? Or like how you hear airplane sounds, you know, like
Yeah.
people don't do those little things anymore, little
It's true.
tidbits and stuff. And then the last song, like the worst is yet to come. The way that song is, the way it's put together, how the third verse is like a half verse and kind of goes into, you know, a deeper tone, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Right, and then we have the skit of like Birth of Hip Hop right
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the game of hip hop, right? Just little things like that, man, is what's missing out of music.
Definitely.
Obviously, the big dogs still do albums because like
That's what
they can
used to
sell
do.
and that's what they
Yeah.
do and
Yeah.
stuff like. But a lot of local guys, like, they don't put albums out anymore.
No.
Name me, like, you know, I know Justin Diamond put out his album today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know Swisha's working on an album. Shout out Swisha. And a couple other ones I just saw, but like it's all
But
singles. It's
yeah, or
all
like
singles.
EPs or whatever.
EPs
Like,
or
yeah.
you know, like three tracks, 4 tracks, you know, and that's cool, man. Do whatever you got to do, but like for me, I had it in me that I was gonna do something really cool
Yeah.
with this album, because like I think after this album, I'm gonna just do singles for a while, do visuals, singles, obviously videos
See,
for
I
that.
also think
Yeah.
that's kind of the point of an album too. Is
Yeah.
like you said, like it's a like the art of the album and the art of the song
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I don't know, but like a lot of fucking. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fucking albums out there that are probably just a bunch of songs like
Yeah.
thrown onto a CD, but usually like like I shouldn't say usually, but like there's definitely a lot of examples of albums that take you on the adventure, right? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's all
Yeah.
one fucking thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. Even actually there's fucking I don't know what album it is, but it's all the songs go together. So it's, if you listen
Mhm.
to it, it's like
Oh, yeah.
one fucking song.
Yeah.
But point is, yeah, I think that's the point of the album. Like an EP. I mean, you can still have like a theme and stuff like that
Yeah.
or whatever to whatever projects you're putting out. But I find like the album's more like like you said, you have the skits and you have like the things and you have like whatever to take you on that adventure, you know. So I think that, like you're saying, like maybe that's not like the thing anymore or the cool thing or whatever, but I mean that's just another thing, right? Like there's like people paint with different shit or whatever, like paint on different shit, but then you're just like, well, no, I'd rather make the album because I want to take you on that fucking adventure, right?
Well, and like the cool thing is too, making an album that size, right? Like I think there's 14 tracks. There's actually 16 if you purchase it from my Bandcamp, which is www.spittenimage.bandcamp.com. Make sure you purchase that. When you purchase that, there's 2 bonus songs.
Okay.
That aren't anywhere.
Nice.
One of them was a collab with a group I did from South Africa.
That's wicked.
Yeah, they were called the Nether Trap Story. They produced the beat, and like there's a sing. It's called No Designer, and like my flow on it, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
Okay, yeah,
and then there was another song I put on it. It's called Who Do You Want to Be, and it didn't make the cut. It didn't make the final cut. Not saying it's not dope.
Yeah.
But it was just like, again, like we were talking about, like every song has a place.
Yeah.
Right? Every song had a place on
like
Arrival.
the runner up.
Yeah.
They were like the...
Every single one, like if you look, it's like Arrival. It's like, okay, then Working. So it's called Working. You know, we're here to work. And then it's like a legacy that I'm trying to build from Working.
Yeah.
And then who am I trying to leave the legacy to? Everly. And then, you know, I'm going to war with myself. And then like Come Over is just like, okay, well, we have chicks. You know, like...
I was even going to say too, all your albums have...
Everything.
A theme as well, you know, like it's a project in itself.
Everything.
Okay, so something I mentioned to B-Show earlier, I was like, man, it's like I don't know how to like bring this up, but I have these lyrics in my head, and it might not be you, I don't know, but I've listened to a bunch of different music in the last little while, but I'm pretty sure like I can hear it in your voice, but it's something about cats in the bag.
Oh yes.
Is it okay? Yeah.
So that's from Legacy. That song, and it's like I'm put these what is it? I put these cats in a bag like I'm Luca Magnotta.
Yeah.
That's a good.
And then you just hear the zip up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that to him, like, man, I'm like, I can't remember if it's him or not, but I'm like, I remember these lyrics and I hear his voice, and he's like, well, yeah, you don't want to like bring that up and then be like, that's not me, man.
Yeah.
That's like Juvenile, bro, or something.
Yeah.
Like, Cash Money.
But yeah, I was like, no, that's fucking hilarious. And then I even said, I'm like, I think I found a way to bring it up though, and that was it. But
No. yeah, that was like I think one of the second verse in Legacy. Yeah.
yeah,
Fuck.
Fuck.
I wrote it too, and I was like, you know when you're like,
Yeah, well, every time I hear it too,
thanks.
I'm like, yeah, like I sing it and everything. Like it's like, there's that one, you know what I mean? Like, or sorry, not that one, but you know what I mean? Like that's the one that I like focus on when it comes.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
And it took me time too, because I was like Twig, like I was like, we said it, and then I had rough versions of every audio track, and then I was like Twigs. I was like, put a zipper sound right after. All right, man, no problem. Like, I was like, oh, perfect, worked out.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking step out for a second or rock one.
Yeah, rock a pee.
A little ding dang.
Ding ding.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Did you do the questions?
Oh, I think he has.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, we must have. So, how long, like in total, were you working on this album for?
Oh man, probably working like, I think like just recording and writing probably just over a year. Writing probably a little bit less than a year.
Yeah.
I would say. It was cool, man, because like we were saying outside, like I was like, oh, I did Detour, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Let's do another album. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Can't do shows, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'll put it together. Started writing the songs. The songwriting came really easy, which was really dope, man. I didn't have any writers, but I had nothing, like no issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
And what was the first? I think the first song I wrote was Legacy. And then it was just everything what came really nice. But like the thing is like Arrival was supposed to be done a long time ago.
Right.
It was just with COVID, we had to shut down the studio. We didn't know if we were going. And then all of a sudden hold on, I'm just going to put my headphones back on. All of a sudden was Twig's like, yeah, we're building this new studio. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, sick. But but okay.
Yeah.
We're literally like halfway done the album. And I was like, shit. And it's just like, okay, cool, man. Let me
You were
know.
recording it like at his place at that time?
We were in
in
Bully's.
Bullies.
Yeah,
Okay,
Bully's
right.
like the back room there.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. And like, dude, like I think we already did the Mass Day song. We did the Wordsworth song. So like I'm fully hyped, man, to get this out.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like we're shutting it down for 3 months because we're
Yeah.
building like this amazing thing.
Right.
Which is like sick.
Sick as fuck.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like it literally got shut down midway.
It was like as soon as like go time came, it was like, oh, COVID.
B, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like I was in full mode. So like what I did was like, okay, like fuck it, just keep the momentum up. So I just kept writing and writing and writing and writing. So that was, but the thing was, is like the next couple sessions was like, yo man, I'm booking like 5 hours because like I'm doing like 5 songs. They're
Right,
all ready
yeah.
to go. So it was like after this was done, like we still had a couple sessions in there. I had some with V. I like working with V, but like I told Bully and I told Twig that I was like, Twig's worked on every record on this album.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't make sense to work with somebody else.
Yeah. For sure.
Not, dude, like V's incredible. But I was like, it's just the chemistry we were having on this album. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah. For
It's like
sure.
there's a million studios around in Ottawa, right? Like I could have kept going somewhere
Yeah.
else, but when you're working with somebody, when it's feeling really good, and I was like, fuck, man, this guy's so talented. I was like, we just got to keep going. So I waited.
Yeah.
I just waited and just kept writing and was polishing everything, and I was like, okay, cool. And then he's like, yeah, man, we can have like sessions in like April. I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And everything was ready. I think it was like 2 sessions here, which sucked too, man, because like he built a brand new studio and I had like fucking 2 sessions here.
Yeah.
I haven't really recorded here much because like we had that party at the State Platinum
Right,
thing. I think
yeah.
you guys were
We were doing our podcast.
interviewing
yeah.
Hype Man.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like I literally had like 1 session in here, 1 or 2, and I was like, fuck. I was like, you guys have this dope setup. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm done now. But again, like me and Bully had our talk about like what was next, and there's gonna be we're gonna drop, we dropped Arrival and we're gonna keep promoting it, but like there's a lot of new music coming, and got a couple of features I gotta bang out for some artists, but like I'm just gonna keep dropping singles probably every single month, as well as promoting like Arrival, and I'm just gonna flood this city with new music and just shove it down everyone's throat. And if you don't like it, you can fuck off.
Fucking
Yeah.
heard. You heard
Fuck
the man.
Right?
Heard the man.
Yeah.
So you did do the lightning round whenever we were on Zoom? Did you do the lightning round?
Maybe we didn't.
I don't know, man.
No?
No, we were on Zoom.
I was
man.
fucking just ripping it in my car. I
Yeah.
was like, remember I had to do it there in my
Yeah,
car because
yeah.
the little one was asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you guys? I'm like, fucking just hooting it. No, but yeah, because we had Mike there. Yeah, Magic Mike was there. He was
Oh,
on the,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
Oh,
the
that's
podcast.
right.
too.
He
Oh,
took
that's right,
up
because
a
we were
lot of
doing
time.
2 at
Yeah.
a time, yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, maybe
Remember
not then. So,
No.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's get it.
All right.
Pizza or
Gotta keep-
tacos?
Pizza,
Powerade or Gatorade?
Powerade,
Gin or vodka?
neither.
Neither.
Yeah, I
Good
was thinking that too, yeah.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos,
Would you rather take a plane or take a train?
plain,
Boobs or booty?
boobs. I have an ass.
Yeah. Great answers. Would you rather be stuck deep sea or outer space?
Okay, now you're just like fucking with my fears. Deep sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd be fucked in space anyway.
Pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, fucked either way. But
Yeah. Would you rather never laugh again or never use your smartphone again?
Smartphone. Yeah.
Easy. For sure. Would you rather be gossiped about or never talked about at all?
Gossiped. I'm a fucking drama queen.
Yeah. Would you rather forget who you are or forget who everybody else was?
Everybody else.
For sure.
Yeah.
Would you rather be born with an elephant trunk or a giraffe neck?
Elephant trunk.
Yeah.
Elephant trunk. For sure. I can eat peanuts.
Yeah.
From a long distance.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you rather be forgotten or hatefully remembered?
Hatefully remembered.
For sure.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
Rather fight a million kindergartners.
You're gonna lose that one.
Man, I saw this thing. It's like a meme, and it's like, what's your dream job? It's like me, and it shows this video. There's all these little kids skating around on this rink, and there's a guy skating around kicking this ball. Like the ball's like this big, kicking this ball at all these kids, and they're like wiping out.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Would you rather go about your day naked or fall asleep for a whole year?
Fall asleep for a whole year. I don't get much
Wait,
sleep.
did we get an answer on the duck thing?
Well,
The which one?
Kindergartners.
yeah. Would you rather
Oh, yeah, you
fight
want the
100
kindergarten?
duck-sized horses or 100 or one horse-sized duck?
One horse-sized duck.
Yeah. We don't have to go back and beat a horse-sized duck, but at the same time, I just want to know. I'm like, wait,
No,
did we get it? I don't
Horse-sized duck for sure.
Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years or 10 different lives that last 100 years each?
10 different lives.
10 different lives.
Yeah.
Would you rather have $2 million or 2 million followers?
$2 million. Fuck
Fucking
them.
right.
Fuck.
Easy.
Yeah, fuck that.
If you could obtain one skill instantly, what would it be?
Drawing. Yeah,
Fucking right. That's a good one.
drawing.
It's a good creative outlet.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
used to draw a lot, and I was pretty good. I was pretty good at Charlie Brown characters.
Oh yeah.
I know they're like not really that hard
It's
to
still
draw,
something though.
but like I could draw a
I couldn't
pretty good
even draw.
Linus.
Step one.
Linus.
If you were to lose one of your 5 senses, what would it be?
Smell. Yeah,
It's common.
yeah.
All right. Fuck, we got through this quick, eh?
Dude, you told me it was lightning round.
Yeah, I know. Well, you
Dude.
must be the first one to take it that serious.
Dude, I
for
watch a
Usually
lot
they
of
go
game
into,
shows.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's
Yeah.
just born ready
Oh,
for
dude.
it, eh?
Dude,
He's
when-
like, what? You guys got a lightning round?
Dude, when they put like Wheel of Fortune on Netflix, I watched it all.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I watched it all, man.
That's hilarious.
Wait, what about the
bro.
book? The book.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. So you find this book, you start to read it, you find out it's about your life up into this point where you found the book.
Yeah.
Do you continue reading it knowing it holds the rest of your future, or do you throw that book down and fucking walk away?
Walk away.
Fucking walk away.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't want to know. I
Yeah.
would. Well, fuck. The book would probably end next chapter and just say you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
It's just dot, dot, dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked.
I don't need that negativity in my life, you know? Like,
That's great.
Yeah.
Great
Fuck
answer.
yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Oh shit. Well, fucking.
Man, it's been a great one.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
boys, thank you,
Spitting
man.
Image.
This is awesome.
Thanks for
I,
fucking coming out, man.
thank you for having me, boys. I know we did a show a while back there, but it was like through Zoom. But this
Yeah.
is, I like this a lot, man. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope you guys have me back at some point.
Anytime, man.
Fuck yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it, boys.
Hopefully, we'll have
Anytime you're
a
dropping anything.
different setup.
Fucking, oh, bro. Don't say that, man. It's going to get very busy soon.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where to find the album and where to hit you up.
Appreciate that, man. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram at Spitten Image Music, Facebook at Spitten Image, Twitter at Spitten Image again. Make sure to copy the album, stream the album, buy the album, support independent music, support independent artists. You can find the album to purchase at www.spittenimage. That's Spitten, SPITTEN, imagemusic.bandcamp.com. Like I was saying earlier, there's 2 bonus tracks if you do purchase it. If you want to be cool kid and stream, I love that too. Any support matters. You can stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, anywhere where you can stream music, and it's Spitten Image. The new album is called Arrival.
Fucking right. You can
heard it.
just real quick too. You can also find it if you already follow us, which I assume you do. You can also find it in the link in our bio in our Instagram. We may have the link in the description here
That's love.
as well.
That's love.
And dressed in black like Johnny Cash, fucking stay platinum recording artist,
Let's go.
Spitting Image. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah,
man. having me,
Fucking,
boys.
we appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you
Fucking
guys.
right. It's been another good Friday night here in the fucking Burrow Media fucking studio. Shout out
yeah.
Burrow Media and Twigs.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
Yeah. Shout out Bully and fucking Stay Platinum for letting us have Spitting Image for the night.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to you guys for watching. I'm Sal's the Prophet,
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
and this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.